Kentucky survives a dogfight versus the Missouri Tigers, and now they will have their third crack at beating the Florida Gators. Will they do it, and will they beat the number one team in the SEC and possibly even the country?
The Big Blue Breakdown, from kickoff to tip-off.
Welcome in, everybody, to the Big Blue Breakdown, where we cover Kentucky football and basketball. I'm Jackson Thurman. I appreciate you guys listening to episode 136 here on the podcast. And if you guys enjoy the show, help us out on Spotify and YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, there, by liking and subbing. And then go check us out on social media at Big Blue _Beatdown on TikTok, X, and Instagram. So in today's show, we're obviously going to be breaking down Kentucky versus Missouri. What happened in this game? How did the Cats pull through in a dog fight here in this one? How did they get their lead? The second thing is going to be the Cats have another shot at beating the Florida Gators. Now, this is going to be a very, very tough game here. Very, very tough game, and it's really hard to beat a team 3 times in a row. Let's see what the Cats can possibly do against the Florida Gators to try to get a win and defeat the number one team in SEC play and get to the semi-final round. But before we jump in today's episode and get into everything, I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, W Energy. If you're looking for clean energy with no sugar and no crash, W is the way to go. As we stay locked in for game days, late nights, and all these breakdowns. If you want to try it out, make sure to use my code BIGBLUE10 at checkout. That is for 10% off. That is BIGBLUE10 at checkout. I appreciate you guys tuning in here to the live. If you guys are watching after the live here, make sure to like and subscribe. It really mean a lot, and help us out on podcasts wherever you get that. Okay, let's jump into Kentucky's 78-72 win over the Missouri Tigers in a game where the Cats ended up getting up by 16 at one point with the largest lead of the game. Missouri makes a very, very nice comeback, but Kentucky is able to hold on. Even after Missouri takes the lead with 2 minutes or under 2 minutes to go, the Cats are able to hold on and get a big time win over the Tigers. This game really was like their loss at Rupp Arena, where they had a nice lead. In the very end, they gave up a decent lead, and they just got outfought. In this one, they did the same thing, but at the very end, they fought and they did not give up, and they basically fought themselves into a win, and that's what they did in this one. They fought themselves into a win over a very, very tough Missouri team that is a NCAA tournament team. By the way, this is a quad 2 win for the Cats. Kentucky now improves to 21-12 on the year. And now I think you're firmly in that 6th seed. I do think you're firmly in that 6th seed now. And this is going to be really, really interesting, especially with this game tomorrow. If you win that one, what does it look like moving after that? What does it look like moving after that? So, in this game, who played well? What really happened? Kentucky was led by, again, Otega-Oweh, Denzel Aberdeen, and Colin Chandler. Otega-Oweh had 21 on 9 of 18 shooting. He went 2 of 6 from beyond the arc. He also had 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals. A very overall really good game here. You look at the minutes here. I actually really, really like them once more. 35 minutes for Otega-Oweh, 33 minutes for Colin Chandler, 34 for Denzel Aberdeen. Denzel Aberdeen ended up with 16 points, 4 of 12 from the field, 1 of 4 from the three-point line, and 7 of 8 from the charity strike. Colin Chandler, 33 minutes here, 15 points, 5 of 6 from the field, 2 of 3 from beyond the arc, and 3 of 3 from the free throw line. Also ended up with 2 boards, 2 assists, 3 steals, Had a very, very good game himself. The three-headed goat, as they like to say. Malachi Moreno actually had a very, very nice bounce-back game in this one. 32 minutes from him. 7 points, 2 of 4 from the field. 3 for 4 from the charity strike. 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 blocks. And also a guy that contributed, even though he only played 10 minutes tonight, was Brandon Garrison again. He did not have a field goal attempt or score any points in this one, but he only had 1 rebound, but he had 4 blocks tonight. We had 4 blocks today, excuse me. Very, very impactful in that way. Cam Williams did not play that much. Only 12 minutes from him. 3 points from Cam, who had a deep 3, a logo 3. Jasper Johnson, 6 minutes, 1 point. Mohamed Diabate had 20 minutes tonight, 9 points, 3 of 5 from the field. I really, really like the rotation and what he's been doing with the rotation as of recently. Andrea Yelovich with 18 minutes tonight, 6 points and 3 of 6 from the field. 6 rebounds also with an assist and a steal. A solid game from him. You get some solid production there. Some team stats here, and a very, very telltale occurring. I don't know how to say that word. I would just say, like, it keeps occurring when Kentucky does win, is them winning the transition battle. Kentucky had 11 fast break points today. Kentucky had 17 points off of turnovers. Kentucky only turned the ball over 9 times and turned Missouri over 15. We also had 9 steals, 9 blocks for Kentucky today. The defense was 10 times better than what it was against LSU, for sure. For sure. Kentucky had 42 points in the paint. And on the glass, they ended up actually getting out-rebounded by 10 rebounds, 34-24, where Missouri had 10 offensive rebounds. Kentucky had 5, and defensive rebounds was 24-19. In Missouri's favor. But the Cats, again, shoot very, very solid from the free throw line. 18 of 23. That's 78%. Cats only hit 6 again from beyond the arc. 6 of 21. That's 28%. I mean, they're getting it done, though. They're getting it done. 27 of 55 from the field. 49% for the Cats. I mean, it's a telltale sign. The rotation looks like it's good. The momentum is heating up for the Cats. The almost like the home crowd environment is going in the Cats' favor. Going in the Cats' favor. Mark Mitchell had 32 tonight, but again, like I said in the preview, he's going to get his zone. You have to shut down their 3-point shooters. Who are their 3-point shooters? Jaden Stone, 5 points from him. 1 of 2 from beyond the arc. Jacob Cruz, 5 points from him. 1 of 2 from beyond the arc. Trent Pierce, 7 points. You shut those guys down. You shut them down. Very, very simple. You shut down their 3-point shooters. You let Mark Mitchell get his zone, and he almost won him. He almost won them in the game because he's that good. But Kentucky was able to hold on, get a very, very nice win over the Missouri Tigers. And now they will play in the quarterfinals game for the first time since, I believe it was 2018. And also that 2018 year was the last time Kentucky made it to the semis. So if Kentucky wins tomorrow, it'll be the first time that the Cats will have made it back to the semifinal game since 2018. I really like the energy around the team right now. I really do. I really, really like the energy around the team right now. Okay. So time to do a SEC tournament bracket check right now. See how my predictions are going and see if your guys' predictions are going well. Okay, so Kentucky obviously beats Missouri today. So I got both Kentucky games right. I got the Auburn Mississippi State game right and the Tennessee win over Auburn. That is 4 games right there. The one I have not predicted well at all is Ole Miss's win over Texas, because I had Texas beating Ole Miss, and I actually had Texas beating Georgia. It was the opposite. Ole Miss beats Texas, and then Ole Miss beats Georgia today. Even after Georgia rallies from a big deficit, Ole Miss will now play Alabama. No matter what, I have Alabama winning right there. And then I did get the Oklahoma game right here, but I do have Texas A&M winning tonight, and they are playing right now. The winner of that will play Arkansas. I've only got 2 games wrong, and that's because of Ole Miss. That is because of Ole Miss. So I've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games right. It could be 6 tonight. Could be 6. So right now, the quarterfinal games are Kentucky versus Florida tomorrow at 1 Eastern. Tennessee, Vandy at 3:30 Eastern. Very interesting there. Ole Miss, Alabama, 7 Eastern. And then the winner of Oklahoma, Texas A&M in tonight's game, the last game it's underway right now, will play the Arkansas Razorbacks tomorrow. They will play the Arkansas Razorbacks tomorrow. I actually want to see what the score of that game is right now. 17-9 Oklahoma. 17-11 Oklahoma. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. Time to jump into Kentucky versus Florida now. How is Kentucky going to fare in their 3rd game against the Gators? Let's take a look back here at a little bit of, I want to say history, but Kentucky has lost all 2 games against the Gators this year. Their first game away, they lost by 9. Their second game at home, which is the last home game and regular season game of the year, they lost by 7. How are they going to fare in this one, and how can the Cats get it done, and what must the Cats do to beat the number 1 seed in the SEC? But before we continue on today's episode of the Big Blue Breakdown, I want to shout out Bluegrass Elite, your go-to brand for Kentucky apparel. If you want high-quality gear that really represents Big Blue Nation, whether it's for game day, campus, or everyday wear, Bluegrass Elite has you covered. Make sure to check them out and use my code BBB15 for 15% off at checkout. That is BBB15 for 15% off at checkout. Okay. Moving into the last topic here. This is the Kentucky versus Florida preview. The 3rd time we're going to have to preview this team. In the last, let's hope it's the last. Let's hope it's the last. Okay. Gators. Red hot. In the AP poll, they are ranked 4th. In the SEC tournament, they're ranked 1st. They're 25-6. They have won, I believe, their last 11. They have won their last 11. It is going to be interesting, to say the very least, going into this one. Let's break down Florida really quickly. What did they do well? I mean, we've been into this a lot, but let's go back to it. Let's go back to what they have done against Kentucky to have their past success. What have they done? First, it all starts with their big men, and we've been over this so much. It all starts with Florida's big men. It all starts with Thomas Houck, Alex Condon, and Ruben Chinyelu. It all starts with them. Leading scorer, Thomas Houck, 17.2 points per game, 6.1 rebounds, shooting 34.4% from 3, and almost averaging a block a game. Alex Condon, 14.8 points per game, 7.6 rebounds per game, and leads the team in blocks at 1.4. And then Ruben Chinyelu, 11.4 points per game, 11.7 rebounds per game, averaging a double-double. He is a mismatch nightmare inside for Malachi Moreno, even though he put up a good fight, actually, in the first matchup. The bigs are going to have to play a crucial part in this one. And then you go to their guards, who have been playing amazing as of recently. Xavier Lee, Boogie Fland, Urban Clavshar. That's who they're going with. I mean, Micah Hanlockton can check in as well and be a immediate threat. Another big right there. Another big. Xavier Lee's averaging 11.6 points, 3.8 rebounds. Boogie Flant, a really, really good defender, leading the team in steals at almost 2 a game. 11.6 points from him, also averaging 3.5 assists, along with almost 2 steals a game. We know all about this team. They're the best team in college basketball getting offensive rebounds. They have a crap ton of size and length that will bother you around the rim, and that's what they've done the last couple of times Kentucky has played them. They have contested their easy twos around the rim and made tough shots. They are well coached. They play a shortened rotation. They play one of the best rotations in the country, I want to say. And their guards, when left open, are very dangerous beyond the arc. That's what this team is, and they're one of the best teams in the country, and they're probably going to continue to do that and probably will get a 1 seed in the tournament. What have they done to Kentucky in the last couple of games to have success and to win their 2 games against the Cats? Number one, they have turned Kentucky over a good amount in those games. Let's actually take a look at exactly the numbers here. But before we do that, what do they rank in KenPom? Just to let everybody know, they rank 4th in KenPom. 25-6, obviously. 8th defense, 8th offense, 4th defense, 24th adjusted tempo. Just want to let you guys know about those numbers there. Last time they played the Cats, most recent game. It's not going to let me see this here. But, Hauk was their leading scorer and the leading rebounder. He really has hurt Kentucky both times now. They have turned Kentucky over plenty of times and got out in transition and got easy points. That's number one. They have contested Kentucky's around the rim shots a crap ton. They've done those 2 things at a very, very high clip, and they've hit a good amount of 3-point shots against the Cats. So they have turned them over and created those turnovers into easy points in transition, like wide open layups, and they have contested Kentucky's shots around the rim and made it very, very hard for the Cats to get any points around the rim. And then lastly, they have hit a good amount of threes against the Cats. How can Kentucky beat this? Well, first of all, I want to say it is very hard to beat a team 3 times. We've seen this last year versus again for Kentucky versus Tennessee. It's very, very hard to beat a team 3 times. Very hard. So, how do you do this? You have to win the turnover battle and you have to win the points in transition. You have to do that. Second thing is you have to have a amazing 3-point shooting game. I think you got to hit 8 or more threes in this one to be in it and give yourself a shot. Third thing is you have to get defensive rebounds. Those 3 things right there have to happen if Kentucky's going to have a shot in this one. I believe, obviously, Florida's going to be favored going into this one, the number 1 team in the SEC tournament. The Cats have to do those things. I picked Florida in the tournament preview. I'm going to ride with the Cats, though. The Cats are hot. They didn't know until tonight that they would be playing the Cats. And it'd have been the same. It's the same for the Cats. It's the same for Kentucky as for Florida as well. That they are now preparing for them. It wasn't like they found out 3 or 4 days ago that they were preparing for Kentucky. That's the thing that I like about it. I guess the other thing that you can say is they're going to be fresh and Kentucky's not. But, you also have to put in the factor that Kentucky has now played a couple games and has a couple games under the belt, which can be a positive and can be a negative. So you can look at it multiple ways, and it's hard to beat a team 3 times in a season. I just like the momentum right now for the Cats. I really, really like the momentum right now for the Cats. I can't give you a score, but I just love the momentum for the Cats. I actually like Kentucky's matchup against the Gators more than anybody else in the SEC, most likely. Maybe other than Tennessee, maybe. But Kentucky has given them their best games for the last couple of times now. 9-7 have been the deficits. 9-7 have been the deficits. That's going to do it tonight for tonight's episode of the Big Boy Breakdown. Make sure to check in for tomorrow night, hopefully with a recap of a big-time win over the Gators. I appreciate you guys listening to this one. And as always, go Cats.